Wow, when we sold tickets in like 2 minutes, I thought you guys were all bots. Wow, I thought it was bots that bought the tickets, not real life humans. How you guys doing, you alright? You guys are in for a good show tonight. Obviously, as you've seen, all the boys are up there. They're going to be here tonight. But before we bring them out, I want to talk to you guys a bit about SDS, what SDS is, where we come from, and how we started, okay? I started SDS 3 years ago, during peak lockdown, because I wanted a platform where I could talk about sports, okay? I'm a big fan of sports. Everyone knows me personally. You guys have been with me for years. You know, I was up at 6 a.m. watching UFC every weekend. Tennis, I'm a big fan of, so I thought, let me start a podcast where I could talk about sports. And very early on, I realized that football was the only one that stuck, because football is the biggest sport in the world. It's the greatest sport. So I dashed away all the other sports and I stuck with football. And the reason why I love football is that it's a very universal sport. It unites people from all around the world. Whether your name's Elias and you're coming from New York, or Fuad, who's literally from a whole different generation. Why did you laugh, Harry? Why did you laugh? It's fine to be old, bro. It's cool, bro. Another reason why I love football personally is that football is a language in itself. It's a universal language. Just the other day I had an experience where I was talking to a guy about football. He knew no English at all, okay? And we were talking, and just for the sheer passion of the sport, we both understood each other. His name was Faisal. And we were filming the podcast. It's not about me, it's about SDS, it's about the whole cast. So they're all gonna come out now, they're all gonna have their moment. They pick the song to come out to, so we gotta give them energy. Whether that's cheering, whether that's booing, it doesn't matter, just energy, that's all I want, because they were practicing before. I'm not gonna lie, some of them are like super nervous and they're kind of scared to dance. I want to be the hype man. So without further ado, you guys ready to see them come out? Fuad, you stay. Liban, you stay. And who else wants to stay? We will keep. Is it Faisal? Do you want to stay? Stay with Faisal. Everyone else get off the stage. Wow. Feels good to sit down, man. Feels so good. You guys alright? Yeah! Alright, so, Faisal, you didn't really want to say much before, but now the ass is gone, what's your real feelings about today?
Listen, you win some, you lose some. It wasn't
I mean, you lost to him in the FIFA tournament, you lost to him at Mastermind, so in your case, you lose some, you lose some. When have you won?
I can't lie, I don't know, man.
It's not looking
in due time, in due time.
In due time, please, because he just called you his father. He called him your father. So.
Stuff for the I've got one father only, man. That's one.
Okay, great. You know what? Let's talk about the first topic. The transfer window is not closed, so it's pretty early. But I want to talk about our top 6 predictions. I picked you guys specifically because I've been listening to you guys over the last couple of weeks. I know some of you have interesting picks for next season. You guys can obviously have your top 6 predictions. It's very early. We'll do another one on the podcast in a couple of weeks when the window closes. Liban, do you know your top 6? You know, give me your 6th and 5th, the 2 teams to miss out on the top 4.
Yo, what's everyone saying first? Yeah, you having a good time, make some noise! Yeah. So, okay, for my top 6, yeah, I'll be real. It was actually harder for me to pick 6th and 5th than actually pick 1 and 2. And that for that reason, like, there's a lot. So for me, I went with 6th, Chelsea, and I'll explain why. And 5th, I went for Newcastle. So, Chelsea, the reason why I went for 6th, I think that's true, they are shit, that's a good one. But the biggest reason I think is because they have 1 game a week, they won't have any sort of European commitments. And I think Pochettino, I think for me is a good coach. So I think within this year he'll have enough time to work out who his players are, how he wants to play. And I think Chelsea will have a decent amount of time to get things right. So I think they'll go 6th. Newcastle, I mean, they did sign that Italian guy, Tonali. But I think that's not enough yet for me. From what I'm seeing from the other teams, I think, yeah. St. Maximin to Harvey Barnes, I'm not sure yet, I'm not convinced that's enough to push them to top 4. I think everybody else is slightly strengthening, and obviously, ask me in 2 weeks and it could change. I'm not gonna lie, but in this current moment in time, I'm gonna put Newcastle 5th still.
I would probably swap it around. I think Newcastle probably struggle with the Champions League football this year. I thought this summer was going to be the summer of splurge for them. I thought it was going to be, you know, really let our nuts hang, our PIF nuts hang, if you like. It's not been the case. Harvey Barnes and Tonali looks like the big money signing, but I expected more, if I'm honest. Chelsea, I think, will be a surprise top 4 pushing, but I think just miss out. I think every year the one thing we see is the top 4 race is never straightforward. It's always almost like the best of the worst bunch qualifies, if that makes sense. So I think it's going to be a big kind of race, if you like, but I think Chelsea will be the team to just miss out, purely because of the goalkeeping position. I think Pochettino will bring in, improve a lot. I think he's got a lot of young players that we can develop. Similar type of situation he had at Spurs, but the difference is Kepa's going to, no matter how many goals they score, no matter how much they create, as long as they've got him in goal, that's not a safe pair out.
6th and 5th was similar to his. The other way around. So unless you have Spurs in the top 4, you don't. The Spurs fan, you don't believe in your club, do you? James Maddison though.
I think James Maddison is moving the needle like that. He brings creativity, but no matter what, creativity has been an issue. But look at my centre-backs. Eric Dyer, Davinson Sanchez. Hands up if anybody would take them at your club. You see that? You see that? That's 200 people right there. Nobody wants them. And it just tells you, I don't think if any of our centre-backs left our club, they moved to any other top 10 side in the Premier League.
So what about someone like Harry Maguire? Would you take him?
Please. No. We're desperate, but we're not that desperate. All he will do is come and sink the ship further. We need no more of that. For me, the worrying thing is last night as well, we had the Joe Lewis news come out where pretty much the US government have, you know they do the podium thing. They've indicted him. He's put himself through today, so I don't know what the future of this club is. We ain't even signed no centre-backs. I got a chairman in jail, I got a director of football in jail, I got a manager that's just walked in. And you think I'm going to go and say my team's finishing top 4?
True. I respect that, you've seen a lot. Faisal, these two have had both Newcastle and Chelsea missing out on the top 4. Is yours any different?
Yes. I'm surprised no one's got Aston Villa in the top 6. Am I the only one who's got Aston Villa top 6? Anyone?
I think you are, bro.
Anyone?
I mean, they've made some good signings.
I feel like the signings they've made that they are
Torres, what, Tillemans?
Pau Torres, Tillemans, they are on the right hand side. I think that's a good signings. And I think with Unai, I think it's time now to get that a little bit push, especially with the signings they've got. I've got 5th, I've got United. I think United's going to shout
Controversial.
United's not doing first on third. I feel like this is, you know what, I'm going to give you my first hot take of the day.
Oh, we'll do hot take today, okay.
The first hot take of the day. I feel like, you know how United, with De Gea, he just left, and people think, oh no, that's going to come and do the differences and this and that. I hear it, I get it. With Unana, he's going to improve United ball playing wise, he's going to get that done. But in terms of actual goalkeeping, like everything, reflexive thing, it's not going to be the same as De Gea. I think 6 months from now, 9 months from now, United is going to scream his name out. Like, Unana's not going to be that.
So you're telling me De Gea is better? Are you telling me De Gea is better than Onana? Outside of distribution and ball playing, basically.
Thank you. No, ball playing, he's way better. But when it comes to actual goalkeeping, if you watch United over the past couple of seasons, De Gea, yes, how dead he's been saving them a lot of time, especially last season.
From his own mistakes, right?
Debatable.
But I feel like De Gea has got a lot of disrespect. I mean, even the way he left, United fans celebrated him leaving. I don't think it's fair. Would you guys have been United fans here? Would you say De Gea's top 10 keepers in Premier League history?
No. Yes. No.
No, yes. Top 1, someone say. Top 1 keeper named to him, David De Gea, probably. No? Yes? Yeah, I mean, he's been a servant. He just got golden glove. Huh? We used to see bias. I think now everyone's realising the game's changed, but as a shot stopper, you know, Faisal might not be wrong. Alright, so you got Aston Villa in 6th, you've got Man United in 5th. I'll start with you. Who's going to make a top 4? 4th place?
Chelsea.
Oh. You got some collapse in the Someone said that's why he lost the Barcelona final.
Who was that?
It was Nico.
I'll catch you outside. Look. But Chelsea couldn't finish with fourth. No, sorry.
Chelsea finished why?
Fourth.
Why? They just finished 12th and their squad probably got weaker.
Liban made the point of European football. I think it's going to benefit them because one game per week. Mudryk is going to be a much different player compared to last season. They've got an elite striker. Yes, elite. They've just signed him. His name is Nico Jackson. I'm telling you. I watched a lot of Nico Jackson last season, and I did. And this season so far, the pre-season, he's been litting up the pre-season. I feel like next season, Chelsea's been screaming out, who should we get as a main striker? Don't do that. Like, stick with Nico Jackson, and a lot of good things can happen this season.
I mean, Chelsea seem to have like a striker curse though. Not many strikers do well at Chelsea. I mean, Diego Costa's really since dropped, but I don't know, I can remember.
And now it's going to be Nico Jackson.
What kind of striker is he?
Huh?
What are you comparing to? Because everyone doesn't know.
Wait for it. Nico Jackson, listen.
Good for who? You're talking like your arse, man.
You need to chill out.
Who's Wilfred?
He reminds me of let me tell you this. That's a lot of players he reminds me of. I need to pinpoint an actual strike. That's a lot of players he reminds me of.
Yeah, I'm sure it is, yeah.
Like, it's a combination of so many strikers.
Yeah, okay.
But one of them, he is basically like, in a way. Wait. You want to speak?
Finish your sentence.
I'll be real, yeah. He is a good version of a less strong version.
Bro, just give us
He's a good striker. But you know what? How about this? I've got an answer for you. He's unique.
Shall I be honest?
I'm telling you. I watched him a lot last season.
Thank you for that. Fourth place, well, you guys are my fan. Who have you got in fourth?
Fourth place, Arsenal. Hear me out. This season, there's a Champions League. I think Arsenal will take that serious.
And the finals at Wembley Stadium, and we will be there no matter what.
Don't rule them out. They could be doing a deep run. Yeah. I think that could distract them in the league.
I'll take that.
I also think he's basically put a bomb in his squad by signing Kai Havertz early this summer. I'm sorry. What Arteta's done with that signing, essentially, I feel like now he's going to spend the whole season trying to figure that out, and that could ruin everything you guys have kind of built last year. You lot have made a couple of good signings, but I think, I don't know, this season I can smell a drop-off. I think it'll be a close race. I don't think it'll be full.
You're going to hold top four.
You'll be there, you're in and around outsiders, and then come March, April, you know what happens.
Yeah, unfortunately I did. Liban, who have you got finishing fourth then?
I got United.
Your own team?
Hear me out. It's my team, but hear me out. Listen, it's my team, but hear me out. I think having Mason Mount improves us. It's going to improve us. I think Onana will improve us, but I don't think it's enough. I think last season we relied heavily on individuals and relied on, obviously, Rashford to get all the goals. We still haven't got a striker. So until the striker situation changes, I don't see United winning the title. I can see them, they've got a good enough squad to finish in the top four, but at the moment, again, ask me in 2 weeks, title winners, I don't know. But
Well, so if you get what?
if we get a striker,
Hoyland and
or maybe Harry Kane, who knows? Maybe Harry Kane, that's still on the cards. So if we can get a good goal scorer in, then that basically pushes our chances higher. But until then, I'll probably say United fourth. United got a good enough squad to get Champions League football next season, but yeah, right now I'm gonna put United fourth.
fourth. I wonder who you got. Okay,
Yeah,
who you got in third?
Third, I've got City. Let me land. Okay, cool. So I put City third on the basis that I think their squad is looking a bit weaker than last season.
Yeah, so far.
They've lost Mahrez,
Gundogan,
big players. They look like they're going to lose Kyle Walker, and Bernardo Silva's future is a bit uncertain at the moment. So for me, they're looking at bringing who they brought in so far.
Kovacic.
Yeah, okay, Kovacic. when you compare him to Gundogan, he doesn't have the final third presence that Gundogan has. Gundogan putting up, he gets you about 10 goals a season, and they're big goals. Usually they tend to be big goals, especially in the latter stage of the
You know
season.
that, I think I final.
Kovac is what, 20, hold on, people say, oh, Pep can coach him, but let's be real, Kovac is at 29, 30. How are you going to coach someone? It's either you have it or you don't. He hasn't got that. He might chip in, 2-3 goals in the season, so you've already lost a big presence in the final third. You've lost the leader. Kovac for me is a good player,
be good,
good on the ball, good carrier,
He might be
good on the ball, but
a wise man once said recently that this year's number 8.
you can't
Shout out
teach
to
an old.
Walker. Kovac be one of them players.
You can't teach an old dog new tricks. That's and he's touching.
Harry to that person.
He's touching very. He's the same age as Harry. He's the same age as Harry. Come on, that. He's the same age as Harry.
So you got
City first.
United in 4th, City in 3rd. Okay. Who's your 3rd place team?
Third place I've got United. I think Eric Ten Hag.
Okay, alright.
He's on a similar job. Improvements. I think what you said there is you're missing a goal scorer. I think you signed out Harry Kane maybe at the last week of the window or something like that. That's when you're looking at outside title contenders. I think second season you're going to see a massive improvement. I think from Ten Hag.
Okay, interesting. Faisal, I'm excited to take this one.
3rd, I've got Arsenal.
Okay.
Oh, that's
Okay,
a
okay. One more position dropped down. You got a couple of applause. Some people kind of agree with you. Why have you got Arsenal dropping from 2nd, competing deep, to finish it?
Now I think the pressure of the Champions League, I think it'll get to you guys. You still haven't signed an actual backup to Saka. You guys have signed, of course,
Julian Timber,
Timber, but
Declan Rice.
But that's no right hand side winger for Saka. I'm still expecting Saka to play 60 games, 70 games. So it's not make a difference. Second, you want to give you a second?
You know what? No, I want to hear a second. I found all your 3rd places. You got 2 teams left. You got, unless you're gonna say Fulham or something, you've got City and Liverpool left.
Yeah.
You've got City and Liverpool left. You've got Arsenal and Liverpool left, right?
Yeah.
So I want to hear you guys have to win the league. There's no point saying second now.
Yeah.
I'll go first.
Tell me who fits win the league.
The winner of the Premier League
Got to build up that.
season 2023 to 2024 is Liverpool.
This is sickening. This is nasty. Embarrassing. Liverpool. I got a Liverpool fan over there. So he's shaking his head. He's saying, no, I'm not coming first.
No, you don't love your team.
What? So
You don't love your team.
So what, Sabaz like McAllister's moving you?
Huh?
Sabaz like McAllister's moving you?
Yeah.
who they signed, bro.
I didn't hear.
He doesn't even know who they signed.
Sabaz like...
Liverpool. I hear you. They signed, of course, McAllister. The midfield is calm.
McAllister, yeah?
Alavia's going to come as well. Their problem is defence.
Lavin's got what? What for the What is that for the
Well, yeah, facial sources. Facial sources, bro.
Alright, so we got Lavia, okay.
I'm telling you, next week's going to be confirmed.
Facial sources are ordered from Baghdad. Facial sources are in Baghdad.
You're right, it's from back down. Being small. But I think the only problem is defence. Van Dijk is good, but declining. Konate is good, injury prone. Trent, new role.
So you're naming bad things about the
Yes,
on the league.
but their midfield is gonna, in my opinion, they have to reinforce the defence, especially on that left-hand side, because Robertson ain't it. They need another, especially that new system where they play 3 at the back. Robertson's not going to fit that, so they're going to get a left back.
Okay, do your sources tell you they get one?
From Baghdad again.
Based on my sources,
Yeah, he said they're going to finish first, but Van Dijk's going down.
that's how
Kanai's injury
good.
prone.
That's how good they are. I'm going to violate them and still pick them to win. But I feel like they need to get a left back. And probably they have to get Bastoni. I think Bastoni has to come.
Is that rumoured?
No.
So you're just inshallah they're going to win the league. That's what you're saying.
But inshallah.
Shall I tell you why? It comes to Mo Salah. Mo Salah, revenge season. Darwin Núñez, revenge season. I'm telling you. You know how Haaland broke the record last season?
Oh no, what are you going to say?
I dare you to say that one. I dare you.
I'm going to tell you one thing right now. Mo Salah, next season, is going to at least 30 goals.
From league goals.
At least 30 goals.
That's not easy.
At least.
It's not easy anymore.
Don't be surprised. Don't be surprised, Sharky. And Chucks as well. And that fake Liverpool fan as well. Don't be surprised if he breaks. If he breaks.
Sure.
How does that?
Sure.
Don't be surprised.
Okay, I don't want to hear from anymore. Who's got one in the league?
Manchester City. I mean, they won 5 out of the last 6. It's hard to.
One City fan here.
You want to do that one? Yeah, you want to do that?
Wait.
Let me tell you guys a story. Stand up, stand up. You need to stand up. You need to stand up.
I went to school with this guy.
Stand up. So this is one of my good friends here, Ahmed. Yeah. Listen, we grew up together. I know this guy for 15. Let me tell you a story. I know this guy for 15 years. Yeah. High school, we used to argue. Every form class, we used to argue. United, Arsenal, United, Arsenal. Do you want to tell everybody who you support now? Manchester. At his big age, he changed teams. At his big age, at the age of 25, he changed teams.
How could he do that? This guy was an Arsenal fan his whole life and said, I'm going to City. Unbelievable.
Many of players did it, man. Torre, Clichy, Sanya.
Yeah, you can't do that.
You just joined the club, man.
Nah, they didn't pay no transfer fee for him. So you got City win the league.
I got City winning the league. I mean, they've still got Haaland at the end of the day. They've still got KDB. They've still got the best defence. I mean, who's stopping them at the moment? I feel like Arsenal.
Oh, yeah, Gavardio on as well.
Gavardio could be on his way as well, which just locks that defence up a little bit.
Don't come in phases.
Liverpool is nice, and what they're going to do this season, I think, is cute. They're going to improve, and definitely, I think Soboslai and McAllister are going to bring an improvement to that midfield. I'm expecting Darwin Núñez, lights will be bright this year, because they paid a lot of money, and people forget that. But this season, he has to get 20 plus. I'm sorry, he has to be the main goal scorer for them. Luis Diaz as well. Second half of last season, I think we saw what Liverpool are capable of. Even when a lot of their kind of.
So you think Liverpool will come back now top 2, yeah?
I think top 2 for sure, but then I think City, easy cakewalk to the title.
Alright, and finally, Liban, who are your Premier League winners at this current moment in time next season?
You guys ready for this one, yeah? Arsenal. Everyone knows, yeah, I'm like Arsenal. Like, I'll put that out there. Like, I'm Arsenal's biggest hater. Like, if there's a line of haters, I'm leading them. Yeah, to me, that's taking charge. But just looking at Arsenal last season and what we criticised them for, not having enough depth, nervousness, you know, not showing up at the big occasions. I think what Arteta's done in this window, he's basically addressed the areas where he feels like he didn't have that strength, he didn't have that depth. Rice coming in, Timber for me. I'll be real. That's the signing. Everyone's talking about Declan Rice. I think Timber,
100.
right back, centre back. He can play in the pivot,
DM, yeah.
and he can play every position at high level. I think for me, Arsenal next season, for me anyway, the way I'm looking at it, City have weakened, Arsenal have got stronger. So for me, it's only logical that Arsenal are going to be the winners next season. That's
very logical,
that's what I'm going for. And I went for Liverpool second. Just exactly what Fuad was saying. I think they look a lot stronger in the second half of the season. If they can keep everyone fit, I think their backline is still good. It's only, for me, their season relies heavily on Van Dijk. If we get the Shanghai, the LA Galaxy, the Al Ittihad version of Van Dijk, it's long. But if they can get at least 75% of what we know Van Dijk is capable of, I think they can at least push for the title. I don't think they're good enough to win the title. I still think there's certain gaps in their team, especially in the holding position. But I think, yeah. I think
the fact that they've lost 2 key members of that squad in terms of carrying that team with experience, with motivation, leaders. Jordan Henderson.
That brother was rubbed out.
Jordan Henderson.
No, I'm not trying to hear that name. Henderson and Fabinho rubbed out. I think they're one of the reasons why Liverpool had a bad season last year. I think
you don't have to play, but I'm saying
you don't need get the deadwood out. I think that's one of Klopp's biggest problems last season or the last few years is he's just not moving on players that are just falling off. And his loyalty is basically what's cost him. So I think yes, get Henderson out, get Fabinho, get these guys out, bring fresh legs in. And for me, their midfield is looking good. McAllister, alright. I think it's looking good.
Alright, thank you for that. Who do you guys think had the best top 6, the most realistic one?
Come on. Arsenal fans are saying. Hold on. See, that was my plan. That was my plan. Everybody on my side. I knew there was going to be Arsenal fans in here.
You guys want to hear my one?
Oh, by the way, yo, I heard the Faisals as well.
Starting Faisal. Alright, I'm going to do a quick one. I think Newcastle finished outside the top 4 this season, but just outside. I think they finished 5th. So in 6th, I'm putting Chelsea. Poch will bring them back into the top 6 European football. Second season, if they keep him, he'll get back into the Champions League football. Chelsea 6th, Newcastle 5th. In 4th, I have Liverpool. I don't think this is enough for what they've done. In 3rd, I've got Man United. In 2nd, I've got Man City. And in 1st,